Hello, this is the aftermarket report with Vegas and Jim on October the 28th, 2018. This is the Sunday edition. Hello, I'm going to turn this right over to Vegas.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the edition of our Wall Street update. Before we get started, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I just came back and I just want to send out heartfelt condolences, thoughts, and prayers for the victims and people in Pittsburgh regarding this tragedy. So please, our thoughts are with you during this difficult time. So on to the markets. So I just want to tell you which stocks I'm going to talk about today with Jim. We're going to talk about NDRA, FLKS, PXS, Seed, YECO, PURA, PBR, ears, and then I have a surprise little special at the end. So let's start with NDRA. And I have an active swing trade on this stock. This is for NDRA Inc. Very nice company. They are into ultrasound. Anyhow, this had a nice 52-week closing and looking for a continuation on the stock. I really did like the volume and especially towards the close. I thought it closed really strong here. So I do have a swing trade here on the stock. I am looking for the first target of $6. However, it can probably go higher, but I first have to wait for it to get there first and then can reassess the chart. But I'm going to turn that over to Jim, but I'm really liking where this stock's going. And I think we'll probably see more than $6 as a swing. But for now, that's just my initial first target. So Jim, what do you think on that one?
Well, it's definitely bullish, and you can tell that by the last, like you said, week chart. So we need to really break out and try to hit this 548, 548, 549, somewhere in that vicinity. If we can bust past that, we can go to the year high of 588. And you see I have a target up here, 586. So let me pull this down to a, let's say, a 20-day chart real fast and see what we got. Yeah, we got a double top right here at 518. Looks like we kind of hit that Friday. You can see the little base here, maybe 522 up in that vicinity. So let's bust past that, go to the 548, and try to get it to 586. And this is NDRA.
Great. Okay, so next one is called FLKS. That's Flex Pharma. We've talked about this stock before. Just wanted to, I don't have a position on it. Just want to bring it to your attention. There was a 13D filing by Westphal Christoph, and he took a position for 3.941 million shares. Jim has the insider info right there. So just keep it on watch. Whenever there's a catalyst like this, there's interest in the stock. So keep it on watch for a potential move and kind of at a little bit of a bottom here. So Jim, you tell us what you think on that chart.
That's what I'm seeing too. Looks like we had a 39-cent low on this thing, FLKS, and here we are sitting at 46 cents. You can see we have a huge gap that needs to be filled here. And a few weeks back, we had a high of this thing. It ran all the way up to 146. See how that kind of ran up? We had like a 2-day high, and then it pulled back real hard, and here we are back here at a low and consolidated. So let's see what we got here on the 20-day. Look at that big run there. So we pulled back. We run up to the 50-day there. I had a low support on this thing at 40, looked like 45 cents. Looks to me like we could get right in there with it, bring it up to about 56, and that looks like it was that high after hours. So yeah, this thing might be bullish, FLKS. Let's keep it on watch. I see another support right here at 50, and that's about where it closed at after hours. So yeah, I'm kind of liking this chart a lot, Vegas.
Yeah, I'm liking it too because it had a nice run from the 146 and now it's down like $1 off. So this
Yep.
is a sale price stock. So not telling you guys to jump in, just keep it on watch and we'll see what does tomorrow. You might want to take a starter swing because I love this 13D activist filing for 3.94 million. So on watch. Next one is PXS. And this one here is part of the shipper family. And you guys know shipper stocks are going to be hot. And I do expect this one to get a little hotter. But they had very good earnings, had a nice run the other day. And even though it had a nice run, it pulled back. But I still think the stock is definitely one to keep on your watch if you are not in an active swing. Do not have a position at all, but the stocks does interest me because I liked the action that I saw the other day. So I'm going to keep this one on my watch for tomorrow and kind of looking at this one for a continuation. Closed at 167. So I'm kind of looking to see, went as high as 190. I'm surprised it didn't actually go to $2. So I'm kind of seeing on this, from a reversal perspective, from the high of day Friday to where it pulled back. Would like to see this reverse higher and probably look to break the high if it can with some serious volume. But I'm still liking the chart. Very beautiful chart.
Yeah, I noticed here on October 5th it got a announces a receipt of NASDAQ bid of price deficiency notice to keep it above $1, you know. So here we are above $1, so I don't see an issue with that at all coming around the corner. So this is PXS. I'm going to pull up a year's chart. Let's look at it first. It looks like this is on a beautiful 1.5, 2 week run. We settled back down after a daily high of, let me look at that. See, we had a year high of 1222 up here. Then it's pulled back and we had looked like a pretty good little resistance here at 134, and we broke past that. We have another one right around, let's say 150. Busted past that, and we got another one right up in here around 168, and that's where we closed at. So I think we can bring this up here where that 50-day was right here, and that'd be right around $2, 206. So let's keep PXS on watch. Let me pull up the 20-day just to have a solemn look here. See how beautiful this breakout's been for the last couple of weeks. Pulled back, so I think it can maybe pull back and consolidate right around 158, 160. Let's see what happens with this. This is PXS. Keep it on watch.
Okay,
We're
so I'm going to
bullish
make a
on it.
note of that one.
Yeah,
I'm bullish on that one, so I'll keep an eye on it for sure. Next one is, oh God, I never thought I'd say this, but I have to still talk about this one, is Seed. The chart is extremely bullish. I'm gonna just send this right over to Jim to talk about because he was eyeing it too, coincidentally, when him and I were talking tonight. He's like, I've been watching this one too, Vegas. I'm like, okay. So Jim, I'm gonna let you talk about that Seed chart.
Yep, Seed is now a low float stock, so it's got all the low float people involved in it. And this is one stock that I used to just play once a year. And it seemed like I always picked the right day on it for some reason. Just probably because I'm from Missouri and I know how to judge to pick the weather or something. I don't know. But Seed is now bullish. I've noticed on the tape that it's been getting a lot of interest, and so we kind of pulled back a little bit on Friday. We have like a little high we have to get to, which would be around 836. You see that right there on the base of them candles. So expect it to pull back a little bit, find support maybe right around 742, somewhere in that vicinity, 730 something. You see where this previous high was back here, how it consolidated right in here. So let's see what happens when it pulls back to about 731, and that's Seed. And let me pull up just one more chart. That'll be a 5-day, 5-minute. See how we kind of got a little bull right here, a little cup and handle maybe happening. So it could go either way, but this week I'm going to be using different time frames on my SMAs, so that's going to be my little case study. Just want to get that out there. And this is Seed, Vegas.
Okay, so I just want to again talk about YECO. So YECO had the nice run. And I just want to explain YECO because everyone's like, what's so great about this company with their how gemstones? So I had people messaging me about this. So I just want to just explain quickly. So, they bought this sapphire and how they're going to look to monetize the money on this is they're actually going to have this on tour. So this gem is going to be going around to different museums and what's going to happen is obviously they're looking to fall from 56 million to 95 million dollars revenue just from showcasing this gem. So I think YECO, even though Jim scalped it only 8 or 10 times on Friday on a red day, Jim was green. And I love his attitude. I got to tell you, that's a fabulous attitude. I still think YECO is bullish and had a beautiful run Friday, but still looks like it's a very bullish chart. And Jim, you can talk about that because I mean, you were playing it all day.
Oh, I love this chart. I mean, we had a ball on this thing Friday, as you can tell. I mean, it ran even up the channel of the bottom support here, which we were calling in and out, in and out, in and out. And when this thing started breaking out, um, just started running. I got in this thing and I was out of it within probably 4 or 5 seconds. Flipped it for a fast $70. So this was an exciting stock. This really brought up my challenge account that I have that I started at 1,000. It brought it to helped bring it up to 3,500 Friday. So I'm kind of at a new plateau with that. But this is YECO. I got it prepared. I think it's if it pulls back, we're at it. We closed right at a support, right around 620 right here, 615. But I've got this flag down for a pullback maybe because I still think that short people are going to treat this like it's just a rock. So you're going to have your negative traders back here trying to short this thing. And we have a long target on this, and we think it's still going to be bullish. And I'm going to play it like it's a bullish stock. If it pulls back any, it's going to pull back to maybe this pivot point area right about above $5, 5.20. But it'll be a sharp pullback, and it'll be bouncing back up just like it did right here. See how that bounced real strongly up? So let's keep YECO on watch. I just loved how it played Friday. It was just so much fun. I even called the pullback right here if it broke this channel, and it did. So I stayed out of it, and I think I might have flipped this probably 15 times Friday. That's how much fun I had with this Vegas.
Yeah, I know. And I think only one took a tiny loss, but then you recouped. So,
Yep.
I mean, Jim just focused on one play the whole day. And you know what? I don't really care if people think that that's boring. He is making money. So, you know what? People don't like it. That's too bad. But Jim's making money focused on one stock, and I love it. And you know what? We love stocks. The next one is PURA, which is the OTC stock. You know that one. It's a marijuana stock. We've talked about this. I'm still talking about it because it's still a good setup, and I think the chart's bullish. The stock had, previously hit that 25, pulled back, went down to, I think, back down towards 10 cents or just shy of 10 cents. And then now it's around 11 and change. And there's now still room for this to still go up a little higher, at least 3-4 pennies. But it's a good return if you can position size accordingly. So, Jim, you talk about that PURA chart because it looks like pure profits again are coming our way.
Yep. I think the pot sector is going to start kicking back again. Start because we had a pretty good pullback. Our three favorites, and Puro was one of them, but it was kind of expected because we hit the target, and once we hit the target, just 25 cents, we expected it to pull back. But we've noticed in the last 4 days that we've had higher lows at the end of the day, and that's a good sign, and it always hits a higher high. And then Friday, it just kind of puttered out a little bit and followed this 50 SMA. So I'm keeping this stock definitely on my long-term core watch list, and that's Pura. And along with that, we've got ACB, and I'm going to post this chart in here real fast just to show you where we are with it. You see how we've kind of had a ascending wedge coming down here, a little descending in a way, but I think we're just tightening up. for a squeeze, and it's going to bounce up. This is ACB, and the same way with Cron. It's acting about the same kind of way, the same kind of sell-off. We have that little wedge, the exact. So you could follow both of these stocks, and they run about the same kind of pattern. That's ACB and Cron. And the next one is one that Vegas wants to bring up.
Yes, I just want to bring up PBR. So PBR, the stock here. Obviously, you guys know that the elections were happening in Brazil. So this stock here, Petróleo Brasileiro. And just to tell you guys, coincidentally, the candidate winner for the presidential election in Brazil is Jair Bolsonaro, and he's the winner of the election. He was actually competing against the candidate Fernando Haddad, and he was a leftist ex-Sao Paulo mayor. And I gotta tell you, there was a lot of chaos happening in this country. I don't know if you guys follow some of the news, but there was a lot of politically motivated violence, and the actual presidential candidate who won, Mr. Bolsonaro, he actually got stabbed in the stomach last month. So luckily he survived, and he's actually the winner. So based on that, I think all Brazilian stocks should be on watch, but I'm going to say that PBR is one of mine because we looked at it from an options trade perspective on Friday, and we took some options on that. So we'll see how those work out. But for those of you that trade options or looking to trade stocks, you should probably have a list of Brazilian stocks to keep an eye on as a result of this action.
All right. Well, you notice it's
Okay.
had a pretty good run already here in the last 20 days. It's ran from 1187 all the way up here to 1660 with some pretty nice little breakouts. With a little bit of consolidation, then it breaks out again. So kind of expect a little bitty pullback to this real hard support level right around 16. 16 would be your low support. This is PBR. I'm going to pull up a year's chart and have you look at it real fast. See, we're nearing up to the 15 of the year high of 1720, and we're out at 1624. I'm liking this little channel that it's in right now. It seems like it's creating lower highs with higher highs. So let's keep PBR on watch. I'm not in it, but I definitely will start watching it.
Okay. And let's talk about ears quickly.
Yep, you called
Because,
that one right.
ears was on our watch for Thursday. If you guys watched the video, and your ears should have been burning on Friday, remembering that we talked about this stock because we said looking for this to somehow be a bit bullish here for a reversal, and we had that happen on Friday.
Yep.
Any thoughts of what you think of the chart going into this week, Jim, or you think we're done with that, or what do you think?
No, I think what happened Friday was about the way we called it. We got said it might pull back Friday, and it did. Right first thing out of the morning, pulled back right to 58. I had a 57, 56 support on ears for a final low support. I heard Vegas and I were definitely getting in the bullish department that it was going to start to turn around, and by gosh, if it didn't do that, so I have to give her kudos on that one right there. We had this little golden cross. Once that hit, we just broke out. So this was a nice little run from 59 cents all the way to 84, matter of the second half of the day, and it was spotted right out of that golden cross. When we pulled back a little bit for a correction here at 71, definitely keep it ears on watch. We've seen this pattern before, and we don't expect a big bounce, but I do expect maybe some good scalps. Definitely some good little scalp plays on this. Maybe keeping a core position for the next bounce, but it's definitely going to be a flipper stock, and that's going to be EARS. It's breaking out. Not going to be very big, but it'll definitely be fun. Okay.
Okay. And last but not least, I have a little Vegas special. This one's called NIHD. And that one there is one to watch for a continuation. on a bullish momentum on NIHD. So for those of you that like swing trades or a slower pace trade, this might be one that you may want to add to your watch list or look at and consider it. And Jim, you can talk about the chart, but I do like what I'm seeing on the weekly and looking for some continuation on the stock. And it actually looks to me that it wants to try to break out if this can go over 644. But I'll turn it over to you to comment, and then we'll wrap it up.
This is one of them stocks where you say to yourself, I wish of, I wish of. This thing was 22 cents last year on a yearly chart. 22 cents a share, and now we're up here at 632. Such a beautiful chart. We had a year high of this thing at 729 with maybe a base of a candle high of around 687, somewhere in that vicinity. I'm bullish on this chart. I'm going to pull up the 20-day. I mean, this thing can pull back a little bit, but also we broke out past the old resistances, which were right around 627 Friday. I mean, this was a real nice bounce Friday. So keep NIHD on your bullish watch list. Any kind of pullback, you'll probably receive a good little bounce on this. So this could be a good scalper trade, and also this could be a good maybe hold and swing trade if you get in on a pullback. This is NIHD. I like it. I think it's bullish, and this is our special of the day. Okay.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we're going to wrap up this video because you guys have a lot of studying to do or should be taking notes to document the supports and resistance that Jim talks about. That's the whole point of talking about them. There's no way you could be listening to this information and actually memorizing Jim's support and resistance. That's why you should be listening to the video, but having a notepad and a pen. Even if you're not watching the video, if you're just like listening to it, the audio portion, please write down the ticker and the support and resistance, because that is what's going to help you decide to go into the trade. Take a look at the chart on your own, do your own due diligence. But this is why we comment and give you the feedback, because it helps you. And we're glad to hear that it's helping so many people. So thank you so much for listening to Vegas and Jim. We appreciate it. Please follow, please subscribe, and we love stocks. Anything to add, Jim?
No, just also everybody that's on my channel, James Howard channel, if you could follow the I Love Stocks channel, which is going to be posted down below the video. If you could hit that link and then hit the subscribe button and maybe the bell, and every time we get a new video, you get updated on the new video that comes out, or the new aftermarket report, let's say. And so, yeah, let's have a good week next week. When the market's red, I am green. I proved that last week. I did very well in my challenge count, and also most of the room did very well if they just followed the few stocks that were running. So this is the aftermarket report with Vegas and Jim, October the 28th on Sunday, 2018. I love stocks.